Okay, good morning to all of you. Okay, maybe just a quick recap of what we were discussing yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing on the CATs, okay, the computer assisted audit techniques. Okay, and in summary, what we did say was that just to check out whether you can hear me and hear me clearly. Emma, you can hear me? Emma?
Yes.
Okay. We said, in summary, CAT is simply the use of computer. Anywhere as an auditor, you shall be using computer to help you out when doing the audit, okay? Be it making PowerPoint presentation, be it when you are preparing the engagement letter. In any instance, be it using Excel to assist you in extracting a sample, whatever instance you're going to use computer, any instance we are going to use computer in audit process, okay, is what referred to as the CATS, okay, the computer assisted audit technique. Any instance where as an auditor you will be, okay, you will be using computer in any procedure, be it the computer to help you out in determining the audit, the substantive audit procedure to apply in a given area, be it using it to do some mathematical calculation, okay, confirmation. In whatever instance, you shall be using computer in helping you out during the audit process. That's what we refer to as the CATs. Okay, but generally, we did say that you can classify the CATs into a category. We have the use of audit software, and you have the use of the test data. Okay, audit software, essentially, we went ahead and classified them into a number of categories. And the audit software, we say that you have, for example, the GAS, okay, the generalist audit software. We say you have called the purpose written programs. We have referred to as the utility programs, okay. We have called the system management programs, okay, and as well as we have the integrated test facility, the ITF, okay. So all these are some of the audit softwares that can help you out when using the audit softwares, okay. We also have the use of test data. Okay? We also have the use of test data. Don't forget, this again be fictitious data that again be fed into the system. Okay, and so you can feed in. Okay, this dummy or this fictitious data. Okay, when the system is either live or is dead. Okay, for the difference, live is when the client is actually using the system and you're doing the test at the same time. Okay, we call live testing. Okay, the testing more or less you're going to be testing when the client is not on site in quote. Okay, when the client, for example, if the client closes a business, let's say at 4, okay, then as an auditor, you come after that, okay? So again, we test the system when the client is not using it at that point in time, okay? Then testing, okay? We went ahead and said, don't forget the advantages and of course the disadvantages, okay? So it's you as an auditor to consider, okay? What are the potential advantages I'll be gaining for user CATs, okay? What are the potential disadvantages I'll be incurring for the use of the CATs. Okay, so compare the two of them. Okay, to determine which one. Of course, by default, computer they're going to be much better than the human. Okay, than humans. Okay, so generally, therefore, you're going to have it's better. Okay, that to use CATs if that is possible. Okay. And I think that's what we were discussing yesterday. Okay, so today I want us to discuss on ISA 620, ISA 500, and ISA 405. Okay, so those are two ISAs. Those are three ISAs that I would want just to make a mention. We have already discussed on ISA 500. Okay, on the management expert, but I'll make a reference to it. Okay, once in a while. Okay, so today we discuss on those three ISA: ISA 620, ISA 500, and ISA 405. Okay. Now, in the 620, okay, what referred to as using the work of audit experts. Okay, let me just share the ISA. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm referring to. Let me share it out here. Okay, this is the ISA 620 that I'm referring to. Okay, the using the work of an auditor's expert. Okay, and as I said, don't forget these ISAs are on the internet. Okay, so you can search them out. Okay, so you can download them. Okay, from the internet. Okay, so ISA 620 use the work of auditor's expert. Okay, so moving from the point of what we know to point where maybe we have not covered it. Okay, already I say that we have already discussed on ISA 500. Okay, so this ISA, okay, on ISA 500 we have already discussed it. I hope okay, you can still remember it. Okay, on the ISA 500. Let me check it out. Okay, ISA 500, I think you have already discussed, okay, on audit evidence, okay, hope you still remember on the audit evidence. And under the audit evidence, that's where we have the management expert coming in, okay, the management expert coming in as a source of audit evidence, okay. I'll make reference to that ISA, okay. Then also we have ISA 45, ISA 405, which we are going also to be using, okay. Don't forget, as mentioned, don't forget this ISA on ISA 402, not 45, 402. Let me check that out. Yes, ISA 402, not 500, not ISA 402. Okay, I will call all consultation related entries using service organization. Okay, so those are three ISAs that we shall be using: ISA 620, ISA 500, and ISA 402. Okay, as I always repeat, don't forget the key thing is that why I mentioned the ISA is in case you want more information, you can make reference to those ISAs. Okay, for 620, 500, and 402. Okay, and back to our notes. So who is an audit expert? Okay, so first let's begin with 500 because 500 we have already discussed together. Okay, on the ISA 500. And we say that the management expert is going to be any professional, is going to be any individual, okay? It can also be an organization which the client you're auditing, okay, is going to use their advice, okay, is going to use the output of their work, okay, when preparing the financial statement, okay? So don't forget here, it is a client who is hiring, okay? It is a client who is hiring these management experts, okay? So here, don't forget, it is a client who is hiring. So here, don't forget, as the management expert, it is a client who is hiring. Okay, it is not you as an auditor. It is your client who is going to be hiring this individual, and of course, that imply therefore they are the one who are going to be paying them. Okay, what is their work? The work of this particular person is to assist the client in preparing the financial statement. Okay, so here, here is their output, their opinion, okay, is going to be used by your client, okay, when preparing the financial. However, don't forget they are not auditors, they are not accountants, okay, so they are expertise in other fields, okay, other accounting or auditing. Because you as an auditor, you are the one who is an expert in auditing, okay, you are the expert in accounting, okay. So essentially, therefore, any other individual to be appointed by your client, okay, and their opinion, okay, their advice is going to be used by your client in preparing the financial statement, okay. However, this individual is not an accountant, is not an auditor, okay. Then that particular professional, okay, is what we refer to as the management expert, okay. It referred to as the management expert, which I think we have already discussed together under ISA 500, okay, what referred to as the management expert. And still, if still remember what we discussed is, if for example, as an auditor, you're going to be auditing, okay, their work, okay, if they give an advice to the company, okay, on how, for example, they should, if for example there was a pending court case, okay, that the client was was sued, okay, and maybe they did ask the input, okay, of a lawyer, okay, to help them in coming up with an opinion as to whether they can win the case or they can't win the case, okay. In that case, therefore, don't forget, you may want to scrutinize the work of that expert. Okay, you may want to scrutinize the work of that particular lawyer. The same thing when it comes to now, you're what we call the auditor's expert. Okay, and the auditor's expert. Okay, now here it can't be the same lawyer. It can be another individual. Okay, however, don't forget now this time around it's you who is appointing them. Okay, you as an auditor, you are the one who is going to be asking this particular professional, okay, to help you out in coming up with an opinion. However, don't forget you are not preparing the accounts. Okay, so opinion you're going to be getting is to assist you in being able to assist you more or less towards the substantive audit procedure. Okay, for example, if the client, for example, has been sued, okay, the same case you just discussed, okay, the client is being sued by a customer. Maybe the customer, the company sold bad goods, okay, and the customer is suing the company, okay. If the lawyer if the lawyer in this case was appointed by the client, okay, we define that case of his lawyer as a management expert. But at the same time, we as the auditor, we can also appoint a lawyer who is going to, for example, give us an opinion on the same matter that was on the same matter which the opinion was previously given by another lawyer to the client. Okay, so here we are the one who is appointed. We are the appointed party here. Okay, so called the auditor expert. Okay, we are the one who is appointing this particular professional. Okay, and we appoint them to give us an opinion on some certain set of matters. Okay, that referred to as the auditor's expert. Okay, it is an individual organization. Okay, don't forget there are expertise in other fields. Okay, not in accounting and not in auditing. Okay, so they can be in law, in legal matters. They can be in valuation. Okay, however, don't forget they are not accountants. They are not auditors. Okay, they are some other professionals altogether. Okay, but we are the one who appoint them as we do gather audit evidence. Okay, as we do gather the audit evidence. That was the auditor's expert. Okay. So if we go as for the definition, it is an individual or organization who has expertise in a field other than accounting or auditing, whose work in that field is used by the auditor in assisting the auditor in obtaining sufficient, appropriate audit evidence. Okay, so the key difference between the two of them. Okay, but here in the case of the audit expert, you are the one appointing them. Okay, you are the one who is appointed. They are assisting you in gathering of the audit evidence. Okay, in the case of the audit management expert, okay, they are assisting the client in preparing the financial statement. Okay, their opinion, their work, their guidance, okay, is going to be used by your client in preparing the financial statement. Okay, the key distinction between the two. Okay, because you'll be asked by the examiner. Okay, the distinction between who is a management expert and who is an auditor's expert. Okay, so your examiner more or less is going to be keen to ask you to do that. Okay, so for now we have that clear difference. Okay. I think we gave examples when we were discussing on the management expert. Okay, we gave a number of examples where you as where the client, okay, can use the management expert. The same applies also here. Okay, where you now as an auditor, you can use the work of the expert, okay, in assisting you in gathering the audit evidence. Okay, for example, in the case of valuation of land and building. Okay, so don't forget you as an auditor, you are not an expert in valuation. Okay, you are not an expert in valuation. Okay, however, for the client, okay. However, the valuer, okay, is an expert in evaluation of, for example, the property, valuation of land, valuation of building, okay. But don't forget, you're not an expert there. That's why you may want to hire an expert if you want valuation opinions, okay. Also, in terms of the value for determination of inventory quantities or their physical condition, you're not also an expert, okay. For example, in determining the extent, for example, of damage, okay. If, for example, the inventory, okay, of the client has been damaged, okay. However, they want to report them as salvage, okay. Now, who determines this? Who determines the extent of the potential of what they can receive from the disposal of the salvage, okay? You require value in that instance, okay. That's why you, as an auditor, you can't be able to. You are not an expert in that case, in that instance, okay. also matter of legal opinions, okay? If, for example, interpretation of agreement, okay? Statutes, okay? In case there's some legal proceedings, okay? So all these are matters that you may want to use the work of an expert, okay? You may want to use the work of an expert, okay? Outcome of litigation or dispute. In this case, you may want to have a lawyer to help you out in coming up with the opinion, okay? Let me just refer to the ISA 620, okay? On the ISA 620. Okay, this is the ISA. Okay, as I mentioned, what was who is an expert? Okay, as I mentioned, who is an expert? We see that in point number, I want to get my pen. Let's go. Okay, so I want to get my pen anyway. Okay, so it is ISA on the ISA 6, on the ISA 620. So we did say that a knowledge expert is an individual organization who possessing expertise in a field other than accounting, auditing, whose work in that field is used by an auditor in assisting the auditor in obtaining sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Okay, I think that's just what we have just mentioned. Okay, on who is an audit expert. Okay. Now, what do you mean by expertise? Okay, as mentioned, don't get here. The expert is someone else who does not possess the skills. Okay, in accounting, he possesses skills in other area, in other fields other than accounting and auditing. Okay, so you have to get that clear because otherwise, if you are an expert in accounting, then that's not an expert as per se. Don't forget, you as an auditor, you are the one who is an expert in that area, in accounting matters and in audit matter. Okay. We also did mention in point number 6C, okay, we mentioned about, can you see my ISA? No, I'm not sure they can see my ISA. What happened? Okay. Ashwin, can you see my ISA? Ashwin? Hey, no, wait, Karen. Karen?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes, sir.
You can see the ISA?
No, it is not clear. You can zoom a bit.
You can't see the ISA?
Okay, it is not clear.
Wow, I'm not sure what I can do because that's the maximum it can go. Wow. Let me ask someone else whether it's clear. It's Samuel.
Yes.
The ISA is, can you see it clearly?
It's blurred.
Wow. Not sure also how much can do it because that's maximum it can go. I'm not so sure what can do about it now. Let me see if I can go to download it. Let's see whether it's still be possible. Let's see. Can you see it now? Samuel. You've gone away, Samuel. Samuel, you can see the ISA? Samuel, you ran away. What happened?
Yeah, I can see.
You can see it. Is it clear now? It's
Yeah,
clear.
it's clear.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we were discussing on ISA 620. Okay, so let me just go back to where we were. Okay, so we are defining what we refer to as the audit expert and what we refer to as the management expert. Okay, so you say that these are going to be individuals. So essentially, therefore, okay, for the case of the management expert, don't forget to say that this is going to be hired by this is going to be hired by your client. Okay, it is your client who is hiring this particular person. Okay, it is your client who is hiring this particular expertise. But don't forget, he's not hiring someone who is an accountant. He's not hiring someone who is an auditor. Okay, so he's hiring someone else in another field altogether. Okay, in a field altogether. Okay. Okay, and that's referred to as the management expert. Okay, we refer to as the management expert. Okay. Okay, so we said as an auditor, definitely there are areas where you will be requiring their work, okay? And just to make a reference on what we were discussing on the management expert, okay, instances where you may be requiring the work of the expert, okay? For example, okay, so this is just an example of where you may be requiring the expert work, okay? You have mentioned in point number 1, for example, in this case, we're going to be having an evaluation, okay, of complex financial instrument, okay? So in this case, therefore, you may require an expert, okay? You may require a valuer, okay? More or less, in case the financial instrument, then this is not going to be a valuer. It's going to be maybe a financial analyst, okay? Who's going to be helping you out in terms of the value of the financial instrument, okay? In case of land, building, plant, machinery, all this going to be by more or less a property value, okay? Work of art, all these will be requiring more or less a valuer in their own different field altogether, okay? Also, in point number 2, okay, the actual calculation, okay, so in this case, you may require the work of an actuary, okay, the work of an actuary. Estimation of oil and gas reserve, if, for example, the client, your client, okay, is involved in mining, okay, your client is involved in mining, okay, you may want to estimate. Don't forget one of the key inventory that we're having, okay, don't forget, in case your company is involved in, if your client, okay, involved in mining, one of the key inventory that we're having is a potential oil under the ground, okay? So you need more to make an estimation, okay? How much oil is under the ground, okay, for your client, okay? So don't forget, you're not an expert, okay? Now, in that instance, who would you require? You want to determine how much of oil is under the ground. Who would you require? Let me check someone out. Delphine.
Yes.
Who would you require, Delphine?
I don't know.
Hey, you don't know, Delphine.
I don't know who tells you what water is under the ground.
Okay, don't worry. Let me check someone else. Petronila.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the expert who is going to tell you the amount of oil and gas reserves that are under the ground? I'm assuming that you're auditing a client who is involved in mining.
A mining expert.
I don't think it will be a mining expert. Is this such a profession?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I think.
Okay, let me ask someone else. Kami,
Yes.
who is going to help you out in this matter?
A wild guess is engineers.
Engineers. Okay. Okay. Let me get someone else. Someone have to have an answer already on the chat. Let me see. Karen, what was not clear? Quinta,
Yes,
who is going to help you out in this matter?
I also thought of engineers.
Who exactly? No, engineering is quite wide, by the way. Who exactly? And which category of engineers?
Maybe mechanical.
Hey, mechanical. They're going to help you out in that matter. Are you sure, Quinta?
No.
I guess a geologist, okay? A geologist can help you out, okay? A geologist can help you out in determining the amount of oil that is under the ground, okay? In estimation of the amount of oil under the ground, okay? A geologist, okay, can help you out. I don't think it's going to be the mechanical engineer. I don't think it's going to be part of the engineering part, bit of it, okay? I think it's more of a geologist who's going to help you out in coming up with those estimations, okay? It's more of a geologist, okay? So Karen, you asked me something. I'm not sure what you asked. You're saying it was not clear. Okay. So what was not clear, Karen? Let me unmute you. Karen, what was not clear? I can't hear you.
The ISA that you're displaying now.
Oh, the ISA. Oh, it's now clear.
Yeah, it is blood on my face.
Hey, Karen, you're quite far from your mic.
Okay, it is blood on my side.
Even now you can't see it clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You may want to download it from the internet. It's ISA 620. If it is not so clear from your side, I would propose that you download it. ISA 620. You can just simply Google search ISA 620 on the International Federation of Accountants on the ifac.org. Okay. Okay, and those some of the activities, okay, some of the experts you can use, okay, evaluation of environmental liabilities you may be having, okay, interpretation of contracts law and regulation, okay, there's definitely going to be a lawyer, okay, analysis of complex and unusual tax compliance issue, okay, so all these are going to be experts that you're going to be hiring, okay, that can help you out in coming up with values, okay, in gathering your audit evidence, okay, in gathering of your audit evidence, okay. Don't forget the key thing, as I mentioned there, okay, the key thing I've mentioned there is that this is going to be someone who is an expert in another field, okay, not in accounting, okay, not in accounting matter, don't forget, okay, not in accounting matter, but in another field, okay, either accounting or auditing, okay. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. Okay, I think we mentioned that on that particular point. Okay. Now the next question is that what do we consider? Okay, what do we consider when it comes to assessing the work of this expert? Okay, what are some of the factors that as an auditor you need to check for when it comes to using the work of this particular person? Okay, so you have definitely you need to check on their competence. Okay, by their competence, more or less you can check on are they qualified? Okay, if for example this is a lawyer, you want to use their expertise, you want to use their opinion, you want to use their advice when it comes to gathering of the audit evidence. You have to assess, are they qualified to work as a lawyer in that particular context? In case of Kenya, for example, okay, are they member of maybe LSK? Okay, so you may want to check how competent are they? Okay, have they achieved the bare minimum? Okay, educational qualification? Okay, for them to act as expert in their different field. Okay, so you may have to take on their opinion. Okay, so this is more or less have they achieved have they achieved the level of education? Okay, the qualification. Okay, have they obtained it? Okay. They check on their capabilities. Are they capable? Okay, someone may be qualified in terms of achieving the education. Okay, they may be a minimum. Okay, they may be an engineer. They have done the completion of the engineering exam. Okay, but are they capable? Can they be able to deliver? Okay, so maybe from this context, you may want to check, for example, their past work. Okay, what is your this? You are saying that you are an expert in this particular field. Okay, then what area? Okay, give us a history. Give us some of the projects you have been able to run, for example. Okay, so check on how capable are they. Try to check on what is their level of experience. Okay. The other thing you want to check is their objectivity. Okay, so try to check, are they independent? Okay, from the client you're going to be auditing. Okay, are they independent? Okay, are they made, for example, related with one of the key executive in the company? Okay, do they have any relationship? Okay, between the clients and this particular expert that you want to hire. Okay, if, for example, the lawyer you want to hire was one who gave opinion, okay, it was one who gave the opinion to the client, okay, or he has been a lawyer of your client for some time, then he cannot be independent. Okay, so you have to assess what is the extent of their objectivity. Okay, do they have any familiarity? Okay, for example, between this expert you want to hire and the client, okay, that you're trying to audit, you're trying to gather the evidence on their audit. Okay, that's therefore you have to assess the extent of their objectivity, okay, the extent of their independence from the client you're auditing. Okay. Also have an agreement in writing, okay, on the nature and the scope of the objectives of the work. Okay, so don't forget, you are the one who is hiring them. Okay, you as the auditor, you're the one who is hiring these experts. Okay, you're the one who is hiring them. Okay, so definitely you need to have a very good agreement. Okay, in writing, not orally. Okay, so you need to be in writing. Okay, discussing, I want your opinion on this particular matter. This is what I want you to do. Okay, so agreement before the work begins. Okay, on what you want them to do. Okay, because you are the one who is hiring them. Okay. And the laws of respective laws and responsibility of the auditor and the audit expert. Okay, of course, also discuss a discussion regarding the nature, timing, and extent of communication between yourself as auditor and them. Okay, so in case I'm going to hire you as my lawyer to give my opinion on this matter, then I need my work to be completed, for example, by maybe 1st of March. Okay, or 1st of May. Okay, and this is how we are going to. This is how I expect you to communicate your opinion to me. Okay, so have an agreement. Okay, try to iron out any potential issues way before you give them the work. Okay, because you don't want to have issues. Because if, for example, you're the one paying them, okay, don't forget this is become an expense on your side. Okay, as an auditor. Okay. Also, a discussion regarding the matters of confidentiality. Okay. This definitely applies to any profession. Okay, you may want to have a discussion with them regarding matters of confidentiality, because don't forget this particular expert is going to become aware, okay, of your client issues, okay, your client financial affairs. Okay, so also don't forget the principle of confidentiality does not just apply to you and your client. It will also extend to any person you shall be hiring along the way. Okay. So here, if you're the one who is going to be hiring this particular expert, they cannot go out there disclosing your client confidential information. Okay, so an element of confidentiality need to be extended even to these particular experts. Okay, the matter of confidentiality you need to extend this. Okay, also to the expert you'll be hiring. Okay, the principle of confidentiality. Okay, also need to apply here. Okay. Okay. Now, when it comes to evaluation, okay, so now that was more towards like trying to hire the previous slide was more towards what factors we need to consider when it comes to appointing this person. Now, what do we do when it comes to evaluation of their work? Okay, now they've done the work. Okay, we want to make an evaluation as to whether this work, the work they have gathered, is going to be helpful to us. What do we consider? You have to consider the reasonableness of the expert works, okay, the relevance and reasonableness of the expert work, and consistency with the already existing audit evidence that you have gathered. Okay, don't forget, if in most instances you don't just rely from to form an opinion from one audit evidence source. Okay, you need many of them. Okay, okay, of course, it's a matter of judgment. How much, how many? Okay, many in quotes audit evidences that you need. Okay, so generally it's a matter of your opinion, it's a matter of your judgment. Okay, but you have to compare this evidence I've obtained. Okay, this evidence I've obtained from my expert. Okay, is it helpful to me? Okay, is it going to help me out in being able to form an opinion? Is it relevant? Okay, is it relevant? Is it consistent with already existing audit evidence that I've gathered? Okay, if it is going to be inconsistent, okay, with the already existing audit evidence you have gathered of that particular subject matter, then maybe you may want to carry out further audit procedure. Okay, you may want to carry out further audit procedure, or maybe with this particular expert you had, maybe they may have made some mistakes. Okay, so you may want to maybe try to scrutinize the work in detail. Okay, if for example they are not objective, okay, if they were not objective with their work, okay, then most likely they may not give you a fair opinion. They may not give you a fair evidence, okay, that you want as an auditor. Okay, in that context, therefore, you may have to compare. Okay, the evidence I already have in this particular matter, how does it compare with my already existing audit evidence? Okay. Also consider the assumption they have used in their calculations, for example. Okay, if their valuers, what did they assume? Okay, if it was a valuation of building, okay, how many years did they assume that this building is going to last? Okay, if it's a valuation of machinery, okay, what assumption have they used? Okay, what is the age of this particular machine? Okay, how many years can it be used? Okay, so all those things, okay, you also need to consider them when it comes to evaluation of their work. Okay, the assumption they may have used when it comes to their calculations. Okay. Then consider relevance, completeness, and accuracy of any source data they may have used. Okay, so in most cases they will be using what we call the source data. Okay, if they're trying, let me give an example. Okay, if for example this is a lawyer, okay, which you have hired to give you an opinion as to whether, as the potential amount of money the company can pay to the customer who have sued the company. Okay, so the customer of this company, the customer to the company have sued the company. Okay, so you want to make an assessment: how much money can my client pay if they were to lose the case? Okay, don't forget, maybe you may want to scrutinize. Okay, maybe they did use the recent court proceedings, the recent court settlement. Okay, on similar cases. Okay, so you need to know. Okay, when it comes to giving an opinion as to the potential amount of money your client can pay, okay, where do they obtain their data from? Okay, try to, you may not need to search in and out. Don't forget, you are not an expert in their field, okay, but at least have a fair understanding on their source data, okay, a fair understanding on their source data, okay. Okay, and some things that you may want to consider when it comes to the use of the work, okay, in evaluating, okay, the work of the expert that you have hired. Okay, let's go. Let me go back to ISA 5620. Let's go back to it. Let me go back to it. This is ISA 620. Could it be? Yes, here it is, on the competence, capability, and objectivity of the auditor's expert. Okay. Okay, the competence. So I'm in point number on additional information, point number A14. Okay. So the problem is that I cannot be able to highlight, okay, my ISA. Okay. However, okay, so here, okay, you can see where my cursor is. I hope you can all see where my cursor is. Competence relates to the nature and the level of expertise of the auditor's expert. Okay, so similarly to the nature and level of expertise of the auditor's expert. Okay. Capability relates to the ability of the auditor's expert to exercise their competence in the circumstance of the engagement. Okay, so I think I've mentioned that the key difference between competence and capabilities. They are not the same. Okay, competence is more or less like trying to acquire the knowledge. Okay, trying to acquire the skills necessary for the expert to deliver his expertise. Okay. In case of accounting, for example, the competencies can be measured by have you done the entire CPA, okay? Are you a CPA 3, for example, okay? That can be measured of your competence. But it doesn't mean that because you're competent, you are capable, okay? So those are two different things, okay? Capability is now being able to apply, okay? That knowledge, that skill set, okay, in a given matter, in a given area, okay? Is like now the application of the knowledge, okay? That's what we mean by capability, okay? That's what referred to as the capability. Now, towards objectivity, okay, hope you can see where my cursor is. It relates to the possible effects that bias, conflict of interest, or the influence of others may have on the professional or business judgment of the auditor's expert. Okay, so are they independent? Okay, this particular expert you want to hire, are they independent? Okay, can they be able to deliver an unbiased opinion? Can they give you unbiased advice? Okay. And you have to take more serious the extent of their independence. Okay, do they have any, for example, any financial, any business relation between yourself, okay, as between themselves, okay, as the expert and the client you're auditing? Okay, try to take on their degree of independence. Okay. Now, what do we consider? Okay, I think we have mentioned all this. Okay, under ISA 500. Information regarding the competence, capability, and objectivity of an expert. Okay, their personal experiences, the previous work of that expert. Okay, discussion with that expert. Okay, discussion with other auditors regarding how they think, how that expert you want to hire is like. How do they deliver? Okay, so get this from other auditors. Okay. Qualifications of the expert, okay, their membership towards a body, okay, I think I mentioned in case they are lawyers, are they member, for example, of LSK, okay, in case they are doctor, okay, are they member of, it's called KPMG, I can't remember, okay, their published paper, okay, in case they have book written, okay, and as well as whether they do pass the hiring criteria, okay, of your firm. Don't forget, your firm also need to have hiring criteria, okay? That's how they pass that criteria. Okay? That is auditors, firms, quality control policies and procedures. Okay. So all these are things that you may want to consider as an expert. Okay. When it comes to the evaluation of the work of the auditor the expert that you want to hire. Okay. I think the others, I think they are quite straightforward. Okay, I would presuppose that you may want to go through this ISA for more information. Okay, so the ISA is more or less clear. Okay, so I presuppose that you do this. Okay. Okay, and that's on the ISA 640. Maybe just a quick mention on the assumptions, method, and the source data. Okay, then maybe just a quick recap of it. So generally, don't forget the expert, okay, even you as an auditor, you do make assumptions, okay, along the way. So the same is going to be also be applying in the context of the expert you shall be hiring, okay. They shall be using assumption when it comes to making the opinion, when it comes to doing, for example, their calculation, okay. However, don't forget the assumption they need to use, okay, need to be close to the reality, okay. The assumption they use need to be close to it. It should not be book. It should not be a book theory, okay. So essentially, therefore, you may want to scrutinize what assumption have the expert used along the way, okay. What assumption have the expert I've hired used along the way, and those assumptions close to reality as possible, okay. Okay, so that's on the assumptions, method, and the source data. Okay, so yeah, and that is it. Okay. Okay, on point number A38, okay, on source data, when an audit expert involves, or in audit expert work involves the use of source data that is unique to the audit, to the expert work, procedures as the following may be used to test that data. Okay, verify the origin of the data. Okay, including obtaining understanding of and where relevant, where applicable, testing the internal control over the data, and where relevant, the transmission to the expert. Okay, so in case the expert did use some data, okay, when it comes to giving the opinion, okay, so you may want to scrutinize that data itself. Okay, that source data they did use when it comes to arriving at their opinion. Okay. Okay. Okay, and that is it on the ISA 620. On ISA 620. Okay. As I said, don't forget, it's good that you have these ISAs with you. Okay, so they have more information that maybe even what the notes have. Okay, so consider it as maybe a challenge to you. Okay, to be going through the ISAs themselves. Okay. Okay, so back to our notes. Okay, in the ISA 610, okay, this is another ISA which I did fail to mention on the ISA 610, on using the work of the internal auditors, okay, ISA 610. Now, as an auditor also, you may want to gather, we said that if you still remember that when we're doing the comparison, I think it was in chapter 5, between the internal auditor and the external auditor, we did mention or some of the things that you may want to consider when it comes to reliance on the work of the internal auditor. Okay, we shall have a simple recap here. Okay, but it is possible for you as the external auditor to rely on the work of the external auditor. Okay, so it is possible for you to do that. Okay, to rely on the work of the external auditor or the internal auditor. And this is only going to be applied if, for example, your company, the client you're auditing, okay, has the internal audit department. They have an internal audit department, okay? And there are quite many instances where you may want to use the work of the internal auditor. For example, okay, you may want to use their report, okay, regarding, for example, the operation, okay, regarding how the extent of operational effectiveness of the client internal control system, okay. Don't forget the internal auditor has more time, okay, with the client, okay. So generally, they may have a better opinion on how the internal control systems are working, okay. Well, I'm assuming that in this context, they're going to be a bit objective, okay, when it comes to giving the opinion, okay. So generally, they have more time. Therefore, they're going to have a better opinion, okay, for example, on how the internal control systems are working. At the same time, okay, you may be tied down in some areas where you may want to use their expertise. You may want to use their work, okay. For example, on the inventory count, okay. As an auditor, you may not be able to attend, okay. If possible, you attend the inventory count, okay. However, in those instances where it might not be possible for you to attend the inventory count, then you may want to use the report of the internal auditor, okay, as part of your audit evidence, okay. And so it's worth enough that the two of you, okay, you as the external auditor and the internal auditor, okay, do come into some sort of agreement, okay, on how these are going to be to run in the company, okay. So there's the instance where you may want to use their work, okay. So when it comes to using their work, don't forget you must consider their objectivity. Okay, you must consider the objectivity, okay, you must consider their competence, okay, and you must consider whether they do use a systematic and disciplined approach to their work, okay. What do you mean by disciplined approach? Okay, don't forget, okay, that the internal auditor is not a must they be auditors, okay. I think we mentioned this, and this is one of the key drawbacks, okay. when it comes to reliance on the work of the internal auditor. There's no any legal framework, okay, they do follow, okay. There is not like the case of the external auditor, where as per the external auditor, it must be in line with the Accountants Act and in line with the Companies Act. Okay? In the case of the internal auditor, they don't forget, they don't have any legal framework they follow. Okay, at the same time, there's no like sort of any professional, okay, body that governs how their work is going to be done. Okay, so that's why it's you as well to make that evaluation. Okay, what have they followed a good is the methodology, okay, they have used when it comes to doing their work. Okay, from your opinion, okay, do you think it's a good one? Okay. In case they have none of that, then definitely you may not rely on their work. You may not want to use their work as part of your audit evidence. Okay, if they're not objective, they are not competent. Don't forget here on the extent of objectivity. Okay, it's quite a gray area. Okay, why? Because okay, they may most likely be part and parcel of the employees of the company. Okay? So it's going to be a bit blurred there. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a gray area there. Okay. Okay, when it comes to evaluation of the objectivity, okay, you may have to think of the following. Okay, don't forget, as I mentioned, don't forget, most likely they'll be the employees of the company. Okay, so when it comes therefore to the evaluation, okay, when it comes therefore to the evaluation of the work, okay, so it will be a bit easy. Okay, but there are some other things you can try to look at. Okay, one of them is the status of the internal audit function in the firm. Okay. How is it trampled upon by the executive? Okay, does the executive, for example, take seriously the recommendation of the internal audit department? Okay, or do they ignore them? Do they trust them? Okay, so you may have to consider how is the internal audit department elevated within the firm? Okay, is it downtrodden? Okay, do the opinion, the report of the internal audit department taken into account, okay, by the management? Okay, that's how you can view, for example, the status of the internal audit function within the firm. Then also, I think you also mentioned, who does the internal audit report to? Okay, who does the internal auditor report to? Okay, do they report to the management only? Okay, or do they also report to the audit committee? Okay, because if they also do report to the audit committee, then that can introduce an element of independence. Okay, if they do report to the two party, they report to the management, since they are an employee. At the same time, they also do report to the audit committee or the board of directors. Okay. Also consider the restraints or the constrictions imposed on the department. Okay, so if, for example, you can take me, for example, on the budgets. Okay, take on the budgets. Definitely, all the department have their own budgets. Okay, but how does the budget of the internal audit department is it if they propose a budget of 10 million in a year? Okay, do they get 2 million out of the 10 million, for example? Okay, because that could be a constriction. Okay, towards how the extent of the effectiveness of their work. Okay, okay, just an example. Okay, you can check on the budget versus what was actually given. Okay, if they request 2 million, they're only given 10,000. Then that simply means that they can't do their work well. Okay. Then something else you can check is whether those charged with governance oversee the employment decision. Okay, when it comes to the employment of the internal auditor, are they just employed like any other employee? Okay, so it's not like they should be employed as anything special. Okay, however, it's good enough that the board need to be involved when it comes to the hiring of those internal auditors. Okay, or the members of, or maybe the head of the internal audit department. It needs to be done through the board if possible. Okay. Another thing, which I think I've mentioned already, is where the management acts on the recommendations. Okay, so generally, don't forget, you are the internal auditor. Okay, you are to give recommendation. Okay, on what, how things can be improved. Okay, if there are controls that are not working, you tell the management. Okay, this particular area require the following control A, B, C, and D. Okay, it is upon the management, okay, to act on those recommendations. Okay, now the question is, do the management act on your recommendation? Okay. In the previous 1 year, okay, in the last 1 year, okay, you have made 100 recommendations. Out of those 100 recommendations you have made, okay, how many of them have been implemented? Okay, is the management serious with the department in short? Okay. Then also something you can check is on whether they are a member of professional bodies. Okay. Don't forget to say that when it comes to the internal audit department, okay, internal auditors, there's no any legal qualification, okay, they're meant to achieve, okay. However, okay, it's both enough that we need to consider, okay. We may want to assess the extent of their competence by checking as whether they are a member, okay, of their respective body, okay. If the internal auditor is an engineer, for example, because that can happen, okay, are they a member of the engineering body of Kenya, okay. If this internal auditor is an accountant, okay, they member of ISPAC, okay. So try to check as whether they do belong to at least a member body, okay. That's on assessing the extent of the objectivity of the internal auditor, okay. Towards the competence, okay. Towards the competence, okay, you can check on the adequacy of the resources that they do have at their disposal, okay. Check as whether they are member of relevant professional bodies, which I think I already mentioned. Check on their training they have achieved and their proficiency, okay. Establish policy of hiring and training the members of that particular department, okay, the members of the internal audit, okay. Do we have policies regarding how they hire employees for that department, okay, training of the employee or the particular department, okay. At the same time, do they have knowledge of the financial reporting, okay. Okay, the key thing why you may want to assess this, okay, the knowledge of financial reporting is because some of them, okay, don't forget, okay, they are not, it's not a must they be accountants. It's not a must that they be accountants. In that context, therefore, you have to consider, okay, this particular person, can they be able to interpret, okay, a simple financial statement? Because if you're going to give advice, okay, on how the company should implement good controls, okay, on how the company should prevent fraud from occurring, and they don't understand account, okay, then they don't have at least a fair understanding of the accounting, then you can be sure the advice they're going to give might not be the best of the advices, okay. And that's why you need to assess on the extent of how they understand, okay, financial reporting. Don't forget they don't need to be experts, okay, in accounting. Okay. Towards the systematic and discipline approach, okay. Now, simply this is here trying to assess on how they do carry out their work, okay. Do they have a timetable, okay? How do they coordinate the work among themselves, okay? That's simply what we can do, okay. For in case they have juniors within the department, okay, and you have experienced personnel, we have experienced personnel in the department, okay. Do the experienced personnel in the department do guide the juniors, okay? Okay, so is there any solution, okay? Now, what is the quality control procedure they use? Okay, is there any existence of manuals? Okay, that can be used by the incomers? Okay, in the department where they can be able to make reference on how they should be doing their work. For example, okay, is there work programs? Okay, in short, is there like sort of a timetable? Okay, is there any internal audit documentation? Okay, do they document their work? Okay, actually, if there's no any audit documentation that they normally do, okay, and then as an external auditor, okay, you have to be very careful when relying on their work, okay, because don't forget, if there's no documentation, if they don't document what they're doing, okay, then how can you be able to tell whether the work was done properly, okay? So those are things that you may want to check as an auditor towards the methodology, okay, they do use when it comes to carrying out the internal audit work, okay. I hope it's very clear. Don't forget, ask me in case the question in case you have one. Okay. On ISA 402, okay, I want to simply make a mention, okay, because there is more towards the advanced audits, okay, but just to make a mention of it on ISA 402. Now, in the ISA 402, okay, they deal with what we call a service organization, okay. Okay, just let me open the ISA, okay, for you. ISA 402. Okay, this is what we call the ISA 402. Okay, I hope you can see the ISA. Let me click some. Emma, you can see the ISA?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on the ISA 402, okay, what we call audit consolidation to entities using service organizations. Okay, now what is service organization? Okay, now service organization, now as a client, okay, you have said that if they hire an expert who is not an accountant, if they hire an expert who is not an auditor, okay, to assist them in preparing the financial statement, okay, then that expert is called the management expert. But what if now they want to use an expert, but this expert is an expert, okay, in accounting or audit matter, okay, and their work is going to be useful when preparing the financial statement. Let me give an example. If we have an organization, okay, where they sublease the payroll, okay, to a third party, okay, so the company does not prepare its payroll, okay, the payroll is being prepared by an external party, okay. Now that's that party, okay, that is used in preparing the payroll report. Okay, don't forget that the payroll reports will have an impact on the company expense. Okay, will have an impact on therefore the company, how the company is preparing its financial statement. Okay, now in that context, okay, now this is an accounting matter that we have subleased to someone else. Okay, that this is being done by a third party. Now the third party is what referred to as a service organization. Okay, it's referred to as a service organization. Okay, don't forget this next part. Okay, the work they're doing has it's accounting, is in account area. The work they're doing is maybe in an audit area. Okay, however, don't forget these are not external auditors. Okay, these are not external auditors. Okay, and of course the work they're doing have an impact on the way the company is preparing its financial statements. Okay. Okay, just to be just define. So it will be defined. Let me check here out. Oh, okay, let me just go back to my notes. We define it. What we call a service organization. So as mentioned, this organization is that party organization that provides services to user entity that are part of those entities' information system relevant to financial reporting. Okay, they're relevant to financial reporting. So the activity they're going to, the service they're going to be providing, okay, is going to have an implication on the company financial reporting, on the company financial statement. Okay, don't forget this is not a management expert. This is not a management expert. Essentially, okay, what they're doing is that they're providing an account work, an accounting service, okay, to the entity, and the work they're providing have an impact on the way the company is preparing those financial statements, okay, on how the company is preparing those financial statements, okay. As I've just given an example, okay. If, for example, the company outsources the payroll department activities, okay, to a third party, okay, the third party becomes therefore what referred to as a service organization, okay, what referred to as a service organization, okay. Maybe which other area? Or actually, in the case of the internal audit department, okay, now that the company itself, okay, does not have its own internal audit department, the internal audit activities or services has been outsourced, okay, to another entity, okay. That other entity, okay, is also referred to as a service organization, okay. So because they're providing some audit work, okay, some internal audit work. The other party is referred to the service organization. So the question is that why is it relevant to you as an auditor? Okay, why is it relevant to you as an auditor to know, to become aware of it? Okay, because essentially, okay, as you audit your client, okay, you're also going to be auditing the work that was done by that service organization. Okay, if, for example, okay, we have let's say let's say, let me give a simple example of Strathmore. Okay, they don't prepare their payroll, but their payroll function. Okay, it is done by, for example, G4S. Okay? Just an example. Okay, the payroll is done by G4S. Okay, the cash collection, okay, is done by G4S. Whatever company it is. Okay. In that context, in case you're going to be, you are, let's say, KPMG. Okay, if you're the one who is going to be auditing Strathmore, it means you're also going to be auditing the work that was done by the G4S in this context. Okay, therefore, in this case, therefore, G4S in quote is our service organization in this extent. Okay, therefore, a service organization. Okay. Now, service auditor is the auditor of the service organization. Okay. Okay, what I call a service auditor. Okay, is an auditor who, at the request of the service organization, provides assurance report on the controls of the service organization. Okay, so if, for example, Strathmore did hire G4S, okay, to assist it in preparing its payroll. Okay, you say that in this case G4S becomes for the service organization. The auditor of G4S, the service organization, is called the service auditor. Okay. And you, as an auditor of, let's say, Strathmore, you as KPMG, you may want to get in touch with the auditor of G4S, the service organization. Okay, so get to know of that. Okay, but as I mentioned, don't forget in this particular ISA, okay, we don't need to go in detail, okay, regarding this ISA. Okay. Question. Okay, because I don't want to go in detail in this on that particular ISA. Okay, I would not want to get because all the others are more towards the service organization, which I don't want to do. Okay, maybe just example. Okay, of how or where you can use the service organization. You can use, for example, in maintenance of account records, provision of internal audit services. I've mentioned on the payroll matters, for example, on the case of credit control, okay, where you outsource, I think you did in financial management what referred to as factoring, okay. So in this context, therefore, the factor is a service organization, okay. In that context, therefore, okay. Data entry as well as information processing, okay. In case, I think I mentioned the case of G4S, for example, they do provide actually, okay. In the IT, they do provide cashiers, okay. Therefore, in that case, therefore, the cashiers of the G4S, in that case, might be what referred to as, they might be considered as a service organization, okay. So this is just examples of instance where you may want to use the work of the service organization, okay. And I said, just to make a mention, okay, that the entity, okay, that is using the work of the service organization is what referred as the user entity, okay. So if I go back to that example, that example I've just given, if, for example, in the case of Strathmore, okay, if they were to hire the G4S, in that case, therefore, the G4S Strathmore become therefore as user entry, okay, they become the user entry, okay. Let me actually use my board, okay, just to illustrate on that point. You don't confuse. Let me use my board here. Okay. Okay, so let me just give that example. We have here, for example, we have Strathmore here. We have here, we have G4S here, for example. Okay, we see that G4S is providing some service, can be, for example, on data entry. Okay, so they do hire out, for example, cashiers to Strathmore on data entry. We are saying if that's the case, therefore, since they are providing some matters that is more towards an accounting angle, okay, therefore you can say the G4S become therefore a service organization. Okay. If G4S is audited, for example, let's say by PwC, as an example, PwC in this context, okay, become therefore the service auditor. Okay, become therefore referred to as the service auditor. Okay. Now, Strathmore is using the work of a service organization. Okay, therefore they become the user entity. Okay, they become referred to as the user entity. Okay, in that context, if we have KPMG here, okay, being the auditor of Strathmore, therefore KPMG become therefore referred to as the user entity auditor, or maybe simply the entity auditor. Okay, let me just call them therefore. So become therefore the entry or they become therefore the auditor. What the term we refer to as. Let me check, go back. Yeah. They become therefore the core referred to as the user edit auditor. Okay, we have the user entity here, we have the user auditor, okay, you have service auditor, and you have the service organization. Okay, we have those three. Okay, so those four. Okay, user entity, we have user auditor, and you have what referred to as the service organization. So don't confuse those four. Okay. But as I mentioned, don't forget you don't need to go in detail in this particular ISA. Okay, in the advanced audit, we may discuss it in detail, but for now, don't go too much in detail. Okay. Question? If you have a question, don't forget, let me know. Okay, so I don't want to go in detail for that matter. So just want to make a mention on this. Okay, using the work of others and the auditor's reports. Okay. Don't forget, you as an auditor, okay, you as an auditor, you are the one who is using the work of the experts, okay, when it comes to gathering of the audit evidence, okay, you are the one who is using their work, okay. So in your final report, okay, in your final report, as you do prepare the auditor's report addressed to the shareholder, okay, of course at the AGM, you cannot make reference to the work of the experts, okay, you cannot make reference, you can't say that my opinion was also influenced by this particular expert that I hired. No, that cannot happen. Okay, don't forget it is your sole responsibility. You as the external auditor. Okay, if they give you the wrong advice, who are you? Okay, you are the one who hired them. Okay, the one hired by the client. Okay, okay, so it's you to bear that responsibility. Okay. It's you, for example, to assess, for example, their competence. Okay, it's you to assess the degree of their independence. Okay, it's you to assess how capable they are when it comes to delivering the work. Okay, so you cannot make reference to their work at all in the final audit report. Okay, you have to own it. Okay, even then you are the one who did appoint them as your expert. Okay, in that context, therefore. Okay. Yes, and that is on audit procedures, audit sampling, use the work of others, both from the case of service organization, case of the management expert, as well as the case of the auditor's expert. Okay, and that marks the end of our topic. Okay. Question? If question, don't forget you let me know. Okay. I want as we go to the e-learning, okay? I want as we go to the e-learning and we attempt an MCQ, okay? We attempt a multiple choice question here, okay? Okay, I want us we do on MCQ2. I think last time we did was MCQ1, if I remember, just check. So Delphine.
Yes.
We did MCQ1, I remember, isn't it?
I don't think I did it.
Wow, okay, I propose that you attempt it on your own. You can on MCQ1. So I hope that you attempt MCQ1, okay? So for the time being, I would propose that we attempt MCQ2, okay? Is for 10, is a 10,
Yes.
Okay, they're simply 10 questions, okay? So kindly go through them in the next 10 minutes, okay? Okay, the next 10 minutes, okay? So go quickly. Okay, just a minute. I check on it. No, it's under the internal control. Sorry, it's under the internal control. So under the internal control, okay, under the internal control topic, okay, you can see there's MCQ1. Under the internal control, okay, MCQ1, okay. So go through it in the next 10 minutes. for the sake of Karen, who I'm not sure that she has resolved her issue. Karen, have you resolved your issues on the e-learning? Just check. Karen? Karen? Hey, Karen, you went away again. Okay. Okay, in case you cannot access the e-learning, then you have my screen there. 10 minutes. I suppose that you have gone through that. So you've done question 1, you've done question 2. If you haven't, don't forget to raise your hand. Okay, in case you're following my screen, that is. Okay, so 3, 4. Don't copy my answers here. These are just questions that I'm trying to, these are just answers I'm trying just to put so that you can get a final answer. It's not that they are the right answer. Okay, I suppose you've done that. Then question 5, 5, 6. Okay, 7 and 8 now. And in case, for example, you yourself, you can go to access the e-learning, and you have already completed this quiz. Okay, don't forget to sign the register also including the marks that you got. Okay, sign the register, and you also include the marks that you got in case you are finished. Okay, from your end. Okay, so last try we have 9, 10. Okay, so we're gonna finish the attempt. And we mark it. Okay, so question 1, the correct answer was B, providing more money in the audit budget. Question 2, the correct answer was conducting more procedures. In that conduct was C. Okay. Question 3, the correct answer was tensor control are applied when substandard procedure alone provides sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Okay, that is should be answer C. Question 4, correct answer was determine if it's necessary to obtain audit evidence, that is D. Question 5, correct answer was auditors perform other audit procedures in combination, that is should be D. Okay, question 6, conclusive, okay, that is actually can be A or B actually. Okay. 7, correct answer was evidence is acquired in the prior audit. Okay, that is B. 8, correct answer is effective operation, final reporting, and compliance. That is A. And 9, correct answer. Its culture is one in which quality and competence are openly valued. That is D. And 10, correct answer is remove incentives and temptation. That is D. Okay, so give yourself out of 20, 2 marks for each of the correct answer. Okay, fair enough. Okay, you can sign the register. Okay, in case you have any question, and at the same time, you also get note of the marks that you got. Okay, that is it. See you tomorrow then. Okay, enjoy your day.